I think it's time to play some football now. How's everyone doing here? Sorry for being approximately 8 minutes late. I was trying to fix some audio stuff and it was just not cooperating with me, but I defeated it and I think that the audio is working and I'm all lined up here. So Teddy's in the chat if everything's good to go. Just like the future of the New Orleans Saints at quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, they're good to go for another 15 years. What's up? Yeah, slow mode is on, but it's only 5 seconds for 5 seconds per person. It's just to hopefully eliminate some of the spam. You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, Connor. Hot dogs or sandwiches. Sorry, you're wrong, Ninja. And the Teddies are rolling in. That means everything is good to go. So what's on the agenda today? Well, we're going to play some more Madden 19, and we're getting into some slider testing. I really wanted to see us be able to get the Dolphins franchise going again, especially with the new patch. So my plan is obviously to slider test today, and we're going to see if we're indeed ready to play once again. Music too high? Let me fix that up here. That should be a little bit better. I'll have to see where it is for gameplay. How did you fix the stamina problem? I haven't done anything. If they're running out of gas, it's all on them. So there's nothing I can do about that. I'm using Matt 10 sliders from the Operation Sports forums today, and here is a look at what he has put together. We have, a lot of these at or near 50, which I like from a slider set. 50 speed threshold, I'm not touching penalties. I'm not sure if his thread does. I don't think it does any longer. But pretty much these are the same settings he has for All Pro and All Madden. We'll see how they translate. I'm not sure if his set is more so geared around All Pro or All Madden, but I'm hoping it works for us today because I really want to get back to playing some Dolphins franchise. I really do. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I really want to play some seasons and go through with some custom draft classes, and I think it could be a really fun series if we can get back to it and have some great games. It says this video is only available with restricted mode on? What does that mean? Hey bro, love your work. Thank you, Kevin. Let me see. Restricted mode. There shouldn't be any kind of restrictions. Slow mode, if that's what you're talking about. That means that you can only put a message in the comments once every 5 seconds. I can change the timing of it. I can make it so it's every 3 seconds, every minute if I wanted to. I just put in a small delay so no one can spam. Rhodes should play Sunday, they are saying. That's good. Because that kind of looks serious, but glad that it's not and that he could possibly come back within a week. I made it every 3 seconds. How about that? Slow mode is on every 3 seconds. I'm sure you can manage with that. Is Kalispell coming back? Kalispell will be posted after this video or after this stream. After the stream is over, give me about 5 minutes or so and the new video will be up. On my second channel, I'm planning on Marquise Walker going up. I wanted it to be a Cardinals video, but I still need to render out the Marquise Walker video or the Cardinal video, and the Cardinal one is smaller, so it'll be able to go up a lot faster. So that's the only reason why Marquise is going up today and Cards is going up tomorrow. Alright, should be a good one here. As I've been wanting to test out various things here with the Buccaneers. They're a great franchise testing team because of their schedule. And today we should hopefully see the Falcons give us a good challenge. And hopefully we get a good football game here. Can you do a Road to Glory? I plan to do some Road to Glory stuff, but it's going to be prequel based and not like a 4-year Road to Glory series. So it might not be exactly what you want, but I wanted to take some players that maybe we would have liked to see more of, like Perry Cummings in my Browns rebuild, and play through a season of him in my in Road to Glory in college. Same with Anton Greenberry and maybe a few others, especially the ones we only got to see play for a few years. So I think players like Reggie Shepard could be candidates at some point. That'd be a really fun project. What's going on, Summit? Audio and playback are out of sync. Mic isn't in sync. Let me try to fix it. If not, I don't really know what to say because I spent like 20 minutes or so trying to fix it, and sometimes I would get it close, and then for some reason the delay would change. If that made it any better, let me know. Audio is like 0.2 seconds ahead. Yeah, it shouldn't be really off. It shouldn't even be 0.2 seconds off. Not after the testing I did to it. But it seems like sometimes there's a delay, and the delay isn't constant. So that makes it almost impossible to figure out for me. I'm going to have to take Bama over Georgia. They're just way too dangerous of a team to pick against. They were too dangerous a long time ago, and now they got Tua and just a more dynamic passing attack. So I'm not counting on Alabama losing this season. Maybe when Tua's out of there. It always gets better after you reset it. Yeah, if it helps now, just let me know if it does it again, and I can just reset it again. I did not see the AAF quarterback draft, but I'd like to check on that. Do I think Aaron Donald should be a serious MVP candidate? His numbers are crazy so far. Yeah, it's just we've always seen offensive players get that award, and it's only going to happen even more often as their numbers get even larger. So, as much as it would be cool to see a player like Donald get the honor, that's going to be reserved for Defensive Player of the Year only. All right, let's see. How much audio do we need here? This looks really quiet on the Elgato side of things. We're dropping some frames here. Oh, yeah, that's right. My Elgato audio is separate. Now it's not feeding through my desktop. Perfect. Makes it a little bit easier than streaming through the PlayStation 3 with different hardware. Who is your Super Bowl favorite? Mine would have to be the Saints. I feel that they are the front runners now for home field in the NFC, and they just haven't shown many flaws this season, and their only loss came back in week 1. Yeah, I think Drew Brees, I would say he's like a lock to get MVP. For him to not get it, I think would be a major upset at this point. So, Falcons and Bucks, let's get into it here. Tevin Coleman all the way out. Whitey juke. Didn't need to do that. Josh Donaldson to the Braves. All I want to know is who the Twins are going to get. Not sure if I should be excited or not. Got some play action now from like a 3 tight end package, and eventually the pressure, and he gets it away. Mark, thank you for the super chat. First of the day, would you ever consider doing a rebuild of a college team like FSU or UCLA and NCAA 14 like you do with the Cardinals series? I'm not sure if I would do one with a school that large and easy to recruit from. It's big California school, big Florida school. A lot of people want to see me take my formula to NCAA, and I think that maybe after Kalispell, that'll be how I get my my fun on NCAA 14. Hand off up the middle, nothing. Yeah, I saw they got Crone. I'm just going to reserve getting excited about it because they got Logan Morrison, who hit even more than 30 home runs with the Rays, and then obviously couldn't do anything with the Twins for a lot of the season. He started out ice cold. Hopefully they can make some differences this year, though. All right, Fitzmagic, let's get back to action here. Nothing to Peyton Barber on the first play. Mahomes has 1 game with turnovers and he is out of the MVP race. Yeah, when Drew Brees' case is so strong, I feel that Mahomes' room for error was razor thin. Brees is mixing the best efficiency we've ever seen at the position, like literally the best efficiency we've ever seen, and he's not doing it with like a 6 yard per attempt. That a first down right there? Should be. I have 11 yards. There we go. Got Jaquiz Rogers involved. I'm very upset my Buckeyes are ranked 6, but hey, you should be pretty happy they were able to score such a big win over Michigan. I kind of had them written off. I really didn't expect them to take it to the Wolverines the way they did. Are the Browns going to make the playoffs, and do you think Nick Chubb will win Rookie of the Year? I say no to both because Saquon Barkley's been starting longer, has a lot larger numbers, and the Browns will not make the playoffs because the Indianapolis Colts are on a tear, and they are taking the 6th seed. Third down and 12. Cover 2, going to Mike Evans. Can't get there. One thing I noticed, I have a Marquise Walker video coming out later. I was noticing that teams, the CPU seems to travel now. Desmond Trufant, you see him lined up across from Mike Evans here. This stuff really wasn't happening before this last patch that I noticed. I found out that, okay, obviously there are the coaching adjustments in game now that I've been here since Madden 18, and those allow you to do a few different things tactically, like always having your highest overall corner on the opposing team's highest overall receiver. And for the longest time, the CPU wasn't doing that, so you could still get your best receiver on their second best corner quite often. And what I've noticed this year, since the patch, is that, nice throw to Sanu, but the CPU now seems to be using that modifier, that coaching adjustment. So in my Marquise Walker episode, ironically enough, against the Falcons, I was seeing Trufant cover Beckham, whether it be 3 wide and he was on the outside, so he wasn't in the slot. I saw him cover Odell Beckham, whether it was Beckham in the slot. He was actually traveling. First time I've seen it this year. I wish I could have summed that up in like 12 words, but for some reason I am the most long-winded talker in the world. I blame it on having to write so many college papers and having to constantly artificially inflate the length of everything. I happen to be pretty good at that, by the way. I'm not good at many things, but that's one of them I am. Let's go. We got some pressure. Gerald McCoy. One thing, though, that the patch did not fix, and there aren't many ways to fix, the fact that the CPU game plans are just awful. Look at all these tight ends. Look at all these tight ends. Did they draft Calvin Ridley to run 3 tight ends? Let me know. See, they can make some great play execution here, but you need to get like some custom game plans in here, so they call plays like a 2018 offense and not a 1914 offense. I did computer programming in college. That was a few years ago. Chris Carson is a workhorse, and Penny hasn't been utilized much. Don't understand why they drafted him. He could have dropped farther down into the 2nd round. Yeah, that was a shocking one. Whoa, almost picked. I happen to like Rashad Penny a lot, so it kind of reinforced how much I liked him as a prospect. But yeah, Carson is playing really well, but they couldn't have expected this. Carson had a pretty traumatic injury last season, so I understand why they addressed it, but with a 1st round pick, that didn't seem like the best plan. Look at Carlton Davis out here, giving Julio all he can handle. Third and 10, caught by Coleman, not enough. So Atlanta in range here to kick a field goal for the first points. When will the next Twins video come out? That's going to be tomorrow. Last week was always supposed to be just a streaming week where I could kind of take it easy and not worry about the large videos as much. And now this week we're back to some other content. And I'm having Kalispell go up after this stream is over. So we'll return like that. And the following Kalispell episode is going to be in collaboration with Blackjack. We are doing another recruiting special. It's going to be extra special this time because I have a recruit that I got to commit from that I want to debut to all of you. And I want to do more than just show you his ratings. I want to get a little video package in there. So just heads up what you can expect later this week. You're going to be introduced to the next Kalispell Warhawk, and I think he's someone you're going to enjoy watching. Here's second down. We're going to take the top off the defense here. Deshaun Jackson. No. Considering these sliders are really close together on both All Madden and All Pro, I might even want to check out what these play like on All Pro. All Pro sliders to me don't normally work out, but this year All Madden seems tougher than normal. Oh man, punched out of Evan's hands. But I've had such good gameplay, I feel, in my cards rebuild and my Marquise Walker series that I want to take another look at All Pro maybe, if this doesn't work for us. I know I've tried some All Pro sliders this year and didn't like them. I might revisit after the latest patches and just see what's up. Yes, I do YouTube full-time, Emmanuel. Uh-oh, got some pressure, and Matty Ice found him. It's Calvin Ridley. He won't go down. Ridley across the 30. There we go. CPU making plays, and that was a big criticism of mine before the last patch. Like, on various slider sets, I found it very difficult to get the CPU offense on All Madden to actually function. I was having a really tough time getting coverage ratings to, the coverage sliders to cooperate. There's one for Mohamed Sanu. And against this secondary, like, we should get picked apart. And if I think I'm liking what I see on these sliders, then I'll switch it up and go to a team like Minnesota that has a much better secondary, and then see what teams do in the air. Yeah, Marquise Walker video today. Against the Rams. Or the Falcons, I mean. Can you do NBA 2K19 and NHL 19? Don't really have the time right now. I got so many other projects that I'm doing / want to do. I'm good right now. Tevin Coleman, next game. Third down and 5. Matty Ice found him. Nice throw to Julio Jones. Let's go to our goal line and try to make something happen here. Hands off to Coleman, and that is a Falcon touchdown. So definitely seeing some tough offense out of Atlanta in this one. Had a few weird moments, though. Yeah, it's a green screen behind me. Yes, the stream began not too long ago. We're actually about probably close to 20 minutes in, but not much has happened. Let's see if I can make anything work for us here in the final 2 minutes of the half. For some reason, I always, like, 1st and 10 want to call a run no matter the situation. I have to audible out of so many inside zones in these situations. So, 1st down. D-Jax. Could be a blitz here. If it is, this is going to Rodgers probably. There we go. Quiz. Nice move. Deion Jones hurt on the play. My favorite NFL team is the Minnesota Vikings. Victorious on Sunday night over the Green Bay Packers. That was pretty fun. A little unexpected how they controlled that second half so well. Someone want to tell me how we missed that so poorly? Not in love with this playbook. Arizona's is like the best. They have so many more unique concepts and plays I haven't seen elsewhere. Across the middle now, Mike Evans. Third down. I'm at 3.6 yards per attempt. That is absurdly low. Oh, of course I saw the limbo. Brian O'Neill got to work on his form, though. Third down. No magic here out of Fitz, that's for sure. I've been seeing a lot more people talk about the quarterback inaccuracy ever since the last patch, too. There's always stuff that happens that isn't addressed in the notes. And now I'm seeing way more, like, off-target misses that aren't even close, like that last one. Adam Thielen is my favorite non-Eagle. Yeah, he's pretty special, isn't he? He's fun to watch. Catches just about everything. Catch-up speed there. A little warp action. I feel like that warping only happens on all Madden, by the way. This is floated out. Damn, we can't let him catch that. Well defended. I also like Matt Ryan throwing that ball. Like, the CPU seemed way too hesitant before to actually throw the football if there wasn't like a 95% chance of them completing the pass. Like, if there was only like a decent chance, it seemed like they would just shy away and take a sack. But they also threw some bad interceptions just right at people, so I don't know, their tendencies were all sort of weird. Put accuracy to 42. Yeah, I'll compare him to my prior values. I just have his exact sliders, gameplay-wise, in right now. I'll have to see what my old values were. I have it all in a spreadsheet, so I can just refer back to them or old versions I had that worked for me. Thoughts on the Vikes and Patriots game? Well, I'd probably have to pick the Patriots to win it. It's so hard to win there, especially for non-conference teams. They have historically struggled in Foxborough. But the Vikings, I think, are, if there was a team that'd be like a good matchup, I think the Vikings are that team. They are much more talented. The Vikings have a much better roster than the Patriots. It's just all a matter of if we see it and if the quarterback gap is as wide as it could be. Oh, come on, D-Jax. If Cousins plays like he did Sunday night, then it might not be a huge problem. But the Vikings are way more talented, I think, on both sides of the football. But offensive line, they are bad. So if the Vikings offensive line loses the game, that's always a route to a loss. We saw it against the Bears. But I think it could be a really good game. Man, can't get away. Not sure what the pass blocking is here on this one. I just entered the number and kind of looked away from it, but it feels too low to me. But this isn't the best line either. Later, Kawhi. Thanks for joining me. Spending some more time here. I know the Patriots have gotten blown out by worse teams than Minnesota this year, so I'm interested in what happens. But it seems the Patriots have been way worse on the road this year, and they're going to be at home for this one. So I don't think it's going to be like that. The Vikings don't really blow out teams that much. All right, so I've yet to put any points on the board today. Hopefully that can change on this possession. Go Chris Godwin. What's going on, D. Charles? David, how you doing? Are you having fun with Madden this year? Are you having fun in franchise mode? I know you've talked to me in the past a lot about different franchise things you have going on. I'm really interested, though, in maybe going all-pro after this game because, like, I just got done playing Marquise Walker a little bit ago. I edited the video before going live. All-pro is much smoother, regardless of if you're using sliders or not, as I just ran out of juice right there and did no moves. But all-pro is a much smoother game in terms of animation and everything else. It looks a lot more like football than all Madden, I'll say that. Top 5 predicted draft picks for 2019. Outside of Bosa and Oliver and maybe Quinnen Williams, I don't know, but to see 3 defensive linemen go top 5. I mean, teams up there have quarterback problems, and someone pretty much always gets forced into the first round. So it depends who declares. If, say, Herbert declares or someone, or if Will Grier gets draft stock skyrocketing because he might be the best one out there. Gotta think that Greedy Williams is going to be high in demand with all the passing going on. I think those cover corners are going to be an even higher priority for people. Denzel Ward went higher last year than people thought he would. Like, the signature play for all Madden in Madden is the play where they bring a blitz and you have a double team on someone else. Right there. Double team in pass pro instead of picking up the blitzer. And that's the kind of thing where it's like, okay, maybe it isn't the pass blocking slider in that case. But how do you fix that? I put the game down recently, waiting for the game to stabilize before going back for another go. 2-14 and got fired in year 1. Signed in KC. Got day 1 Mahomes. Will be interesting. Yeah, I would give All-Pro a chance. Like, I've had fun playing All-Pro in quarterback career. I've had fun in my Cardinals series, All-Pro default, CPU versus CPU. Nothing's perfect, but I think my All-Pro, I've had way more fun doing All-Pro stuff than All Madden this year. Like, the All-Pro stuff is legitimately, like, really fun. All Madden has just been, like, a fight, a constant fight to get to work. Yeah, awareness does matter for picking up the blitzes. That's a cool thing they changed, but it's still not perfect because that guy was right in his face. You need, like, Anything above a negative 60 awareness should be able to pick up that blitzer. Like, you couldn't see anything else besides that guy in your face. Off play action, it's Julio Jones getting open for the touchdown. So here comes the CPU offense. Somewhere we can build here maybe with some sliders. But I might even try an all-pro game after this and just see what I liked more, because the sliders are nearly identical. You should do a series on the Let's Play channel where you call a subscribers gameplay. I think I've thought about something similar to that, but I like to do my series. I like one-off stuff if it's like a really cool idea. Not sure about that. Oh wow, here is one that I did not expect to see. With names like Devin Hester and Josh Cribbs getting all the attention, is Leon Washington the most underrated return man of his generation? Leon Washington just got name dropped in the comments today. I remember Leon Washington. I think he would have fit very well in today's NFL, even more so than when he played. I don't remember his career numbers, though. I think that I focus so much on Cribbs and Dante Hall and Devin Hester that I overlooked even Leon Washington. There's some sticky coverage out there and picked off. Thank you, Summit, for stopping in. Appreciate it. Hey, Kane, go Purdue. How about Purdue? Go Gophers for once. They actually got a big win. I've watched a little bit of Purdue, though, this year. Gophers hammered them pretty hard. Really like watching, now his name is slipping my mind. I remember watching his first game of the season. Who's that freshman? That speedy guy. The one you'll know if you know Purdue football. I want to say his name starts with R. I remember, like, when I first heard his name, I could not remember it. I'm normally good with names, but it just couldn't stick. I had to look it up, like, every time I thought about it. Hey, good vision there by Tevin Coleman. What is his name? It's R something. I know that. Keep wanting to say like Ronald Jones, and that is not right. Rondale Moore. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate that. He's a good one. And I like their coach. I like Braum. Over the middle to Sanu. First down. We can't cover anybody. Let's change the game, though. Let's get Purdue and Minnesota to the top of the Big Ten and actually have some new teams to talk about. Gophers going to be headed to a bowl game, though. That's kind of cool. What do you have your minimum player speed threshold at? Well, right now I have it at 50 because that's what the slider set has it at. I've been using 50 in the Marquise Walker series, and I wasn't really big on the change from like the way they scaled it, but I haven't had a problem with it at 50, so I've just kind of stuck with it. David, thank you for the super chat. I know you usually don't carry a 2K series or NHL, probably due to lack of experience at the games. I'd consider doing a team builder in both titles. Yeah, I think eventually I want to start branching out and doing some team building in other games as I am able to learn them. I've talked about in the past how I love to in the future, maybe after Kalispell and Twins, to just go with one channel or one main series on this channel. And if I did that, it would help me maybe do like a streaming series or something on a different scale so that I could try some other games. I really want to play 2K though. Got a taste of it last year and really wanted to play more of it and get better at it. It was a frustrating game for me to play just because I didn't know what I needed to do to get better exactly. I had to really like learn from the basics. I couldn't just like watch gameplay over and be like, oh, you should have done this here or done that. No, my understanding is way too basic for that. I want to get some points here before it's all over. And then I'll try the next game on All Pro and see how it goes. The linebackers still seem really smart and they make all kinds of plays, especially the higher rated ones. This playbook ain't good. I'm going Cardinals next time. I like that playbook too much. That was on 50, by the way. McLean just out there getting Jaquiz Rogers. Yeah, I like the features in 2K. There's a lot of stuff in there that I haven't seen in other games, so it's a different kind of experience, that's for sure. I have a feeling the numbers are going to look pretty good for this game, but a lot of the gameplay looked a little weird, especially in comparison to All Pro, which I think looks infinitely cleaner. And I'm excited to try out after this game. Just touch on it there. My best pass of the day right there. What do you like most about the slider set you're currently using? The fact that the CPU is able to move down the field through the air. I'm getting out of here. If I can make All Pro work, though, that to me, that would be a game changer. Maybe All Pro is getting better. I know it's getting better, but is it getting good enough? That's the question. That was a pretty good drive. Touchdown, Cameron Brate. I ran it 5 times. It's one way to get it done. What I noticed in all Madden is that even if you lower quarterback accuracy and wide receiver catching for CPU, they still make ridiculous deep throws and catches regardless of quality of player. Yeah, all Madden's always been a tough one to tweak. You know it's not exactly the same as All Pro, which All Pro should be like the most even experience, but there are definitely some things that make the All Madden CPU smarter. Like their CPUs just seem smarter on the field and everything. But I'm going to give All Pro a chance after this. I think that Matt 10 sliders are kind of, at least he thinks that they're universal. I'm going to pull him up just to make sure. I think it was just quarterback accuracy that he changes. So I'll change it to whatever he has there, which he does 40-40 on All Pro, whereas he does 40-35 on All Madden. And then everything else, he doesn't have anything else labeled as like, this is for All Madden, this is for All Pro. So I'm going to change the QB accuracy, and then we're going to get into an All Pro game. So that was a look at the sliders here on All Madden. I felt like their running game was really disappointing. They had 24 yards against this defense. I feel like I stop the run on all Madden no matter what I do. Unless they get like a 70-yarder on me, and that's always possible. What's up, Mark? We getting Marquise Walker or Cardinals tonight? That'd be Walker. Both videos are done, but Walker's going to be a faster render and upload than Cardinals, so I'm going Walker tonight. Cards tomorrow. Here are the stats, by the way, and they do look pretty good. Matt Ryan, 13 of 19. Fitz, 17 of 25. Although my yards per attempt, a little bit different there. Running-wise, no one really tried very hard. I also feel that the wide receiver DB play is infinitely better on All-Pro. I was doing some stuff today and just watching like Odell Beckham and Trufant go back and forth, man. Maybe All-Pro's way to go. You should do the Hornets or the Hawks in NBA for a rebuild. I would love to do an NBA rebuild. Especially because I just love to, like, you can't get far without superstars. So the fact that drafting is even more important, that just sounds amazing to me. A 2-round draft, though. I like being able to draft like 7 guys and envision all these roles for them. I guess there's always undrafted. So allow me to save and whatnot. Here, I got a million files. I know. Leave me alone. Chris Godwin is the GOAT, Kane. I've been trying to tell everybody. Chris Godwin. It's going to happen. Let me get some music going here. Is there some Super Mega Baseball coming soon? Definitely. I'll be recording that possibly even tomorrow. I just need to record a few more games. It's nice to actually be like functional at that game again, because for the longest time in that second season, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I knew I couldn't fix it. 2K is too easy to rebuild. What if you don't trade? Because I'm pretty much a no trade kind of guy, because these games aren't built for you to trade realistically. They're made for you to abuse the CPU teams usually. Like, when a CPU offers you a trade, how often is it a trade that benefits them but doesn't benefit you? They never try to get one over on you. It's always something that usually favors you, I feel. My favorite Viking player of all time, that'd be Randy Moss. Mentor system in 2K? I am not aware of that. What is that all about? I have finished Backbreaker. Well, I finished the season at least. For Jordan Starks, not looking to play Road to the Show right now. I kind of got tired of it, and I was having fun doing other things on the football games, so not sure I'll do more of Jordan Stark's Road to the Show. Yes! Someone did see the description. Thank you, Josh. I put that there. I'm like, this is on the 3rd line. At least it was in the editor. I'm not sure if you can see it without opening it up from here. Let me see. But I was like, someone's going to see this. If not, then I'm disappointed in my subs. But someone saw it. No disappointment here. Yeah, you don't gotta open the fold to see that. Perfect. How can you become a member? It's not available yet. Once that's available, I'll have a video on the channel talking about it, and I'll give you plenty of information about it. But I am looking to get channel memberships on the channel, which allows you to become what they call a member. It is similar to Twitch subscriptions over on Twitch. It is $4.99 a month with good cut of that going to the creator, and it's just a way to support creators and allow them to continue to do what they do. And the feature is essentially replicated here on YouTube. And I'm going to be offering a couple perks in addition. There are going to be some custom emotes. There are going to be badges next to your name if you become a member. But also, the big perk is that I want to do one live stream every month with those that are members, and we're going to do Q&A, and we're also going to be talking about everything I'm doing on the channel, and it's going to be a place for you to leave feedback and to help talk about what you're liking, what you don't like, and how we can make things better. So those are going to be exclusive to members when the feature is available. No content is going to be unavailable for those that aren't members, just those live streams for the members specifically. And then I'm probably also going to put out some early links to videos. Say I get like a Twins video and a Kalispell video done on the same day. One's going up today, one's going up tomorrow. I might make the tomorrow upload available for members unlisted early, perhaps. Yeah, I'm 1K away from 200,000 subscribers on the channel as well, so thank you for helping me get close to that milestone. Why are you testing on franchise and not just exhibition? Reason being is because franchise and play now just play differently, and they have for, I think, ever. So it's recommended that when you're going to be editing franchise sliders and trying them out, that you do it in franchise and not play now. Madden's a weird game. There's a lot of legacy stuff in the game that, you know, there's stuff that we know about it that a lot of people picking up the game wouldn't know. And it's just because a lot of stuff has existed throughout. Seahawks pulled a cane in the first round this year. I was proud of them. I thought it was a savvy move. All right, all pro. Normal. Simulation. Now let's see how it plays. I think it's going to be a lot smoother. The animations. There's a lot of warping on All Madden, and I'm just not seeing that when I'm playing my cards and my Walker series. There's so much warping on All Madden. It feels like All Madden's just going off the deep end right now, and you gotta jump ship. Twins franchise is tomorrow. These are not my sliders, by the way. These are Matt 10s from the Operation Sports forums. I think he's done a really good job this year getting sliders on the game. I've had some good success with his past sets, and I'm giving him another shot here. Are you going to continue the Dolphins franchise? I really hope so. I've been thinking about that series lately. I want to play it. I know a lot of you want to see it. And I want to see who drafts Jesse Heikkinen. And I want to draft some running backs, of course. Would you ever consider a Madden 12 create-a-team franchise? Not sure. I do plan to revisit some older Maddens and maybe even do a streaming-based stream series. Of course, that's redundant. But a streaming franchise, that could be a lot of fun. I was playing Madden 2004 last week, and boy, that game really gave me a run for my money. I could not beat the Baltimore Ravens until I took the 98 Minnesota Vikings and played on 1-minute quarters. SNS, thank you for the super chat here of $2.79 Canadian. Love it. I love the obscure amounts. It's always more fun that way. You ever thought of doing a cards thing on NCAA? Yes, I do want to do something on NCAA after I'm done with my traditional dynasties. I think Kalispell is going to be it for me, and then I'm going to move on, do some other stuff. And that might be the opening of the door for me to do something like the Cardinals. And if I did it, I would maybe even consider doing it the way Blackjack is doing it, with a lot of house rules. If you haven't seen Blackjack's Festivus Dynasty, it is a dynasty with a team builder team that is not very good, and he has so many house rules in place, but they're not arbitrary. They have a purpose, and they're there to bring extra realism to the series. For instance, he can't recruit prospects at a certain caliber until he reaches a certain milestone with his team. So it keeps you from being able to get like 4 and 5 stars too early and turn around your team in a quick hurry. So I know with his dynasty, he's had a lot of fun with it, and I have been really enjoying the journey with his Festivus College. So here we go, a new game on All-Pro difficulty. We're going to break that one up. Intended for Hollywood Higgins. What if Hollywood Brown and Hollywood Higgins end up on the same team? Hollywood Brown's from Hollywood, Florida, so you can't just like say you can't have the name. I'm not sure if Higgins is from Hollywood, Florida, or if he's just a big fan of alliteration like I am. Baker lobs it downfield and found his man Jarvis Landry. We're not going to bear down. No. Even if Chase Daniel is out there throwing good games and they get victories. It's the Bears' year, though. As far as they want to go, they're in the driver's seat now. Unless they have a little winter hibernation upcoming. Cowboys can get Amari Cooper, but you can't. Oh, man. Amari, why do you hate money so much that you wouldn't come to Chicago? Okay, I wasn't ready for no monster package. Why ain't Chubb out there? I like the Lions sim franchise a lot. That was kind of a stepping stone to getting me to the Browns series and the Cards series, so I like it in that regard. Hey, on All Pro, do I need to hold L1 so they actually control themselves, or can I not touch anything? Because that would be like a lot more enjoyable. I don't control defense at all. I want ratings to supersede everything. But yeah, he's standing still. Thoughts on Vikings Seahawks in Week 14? It's shaping up to be a bigger game than people said it was in the beginning of the season. Yeah, that's going to give whoever wins really the best shot at the 6th seed. It looks like the Vikings and Seahawks, maybe another team or two, are going to be in discussion for that. Vikings have tiebreakers over they'll have a tiebreaker over the Eagles, so that's going to help them. If they can beat the Seahawks, I think their playoff chances go up tremendously. Baker sacked. Yeah, the Jets might be best moving on. I'm not really sure if Bowles is a bad coach or not. I mean, offense has held that team back for his entire... Not his entire time there. Josh McCown had that season, or who was it? Fitzpatrick. They had some success. They had a 10-win season and didn't go to the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they didn't fire Bowles. I think I'd be okay with that, but definitely their GM has made too many bad decisions and might be best to move on there. I just love how much smoother this game is on All Pro. Really clicked for me that last game that, hey, all Madden is like a slideshow sometimes. It's super choppy. It's like a PowerPoint. Just teleporting sometimes and making up the difference there, and doesn't always look natural. Seattle has tiebreakers over Dallas and Carolina. Yeah, that's big for them. Vikings don't play Dallas or the Panthers this year. So they've got to beat the Seahawks, and they've got to get to... obviously 10 victories at least. Oh, no! Jamie Collins. Tried to throw it low, too. Usually that makes it a lot less likely they get picked. I can throw interceptions on any difficulty. Don't you worry. Next Twins video is tomorrow. Now the Vikings, I think they could beat the Bears in Week 17 without the Bears resting their starters. The Vikings had a really bad night, but I think that they'll learn some things that they can do to mitigate the offensive line issues. Like, they made it so easy on the Bears on that game. And then you go against the Packers. The Packers have a good defensive line as well. Not as good as the Bears. But the Vikings managed. They did a lot more to keep Cousins clean and to get the football out to the playmakers. So I wouldn't just cut and paste that result again. What do you guys think of Lamar Jackson now that he's helped the Ravens get a couple victories? Is it time for Flacco to take a back seat and for Lamar Jackson to try to get them to the playoffs? But it's not going to work because the Colts are going, and I called it a couple weeks ago. What's going on, Dan? Howdy right back at you. Maybe you were playing some Red Dead, or maybe you just like the word howdy. Denzel Ward defending. See, the all-pro coverage has gotten so much better, and that's why I'm able to have challenging games against the CPU in my Marquise Walker series. They'll hang. They'll jump passes, they'll knock stuff away, they'll force drops in traffic. All-pro, to me, is feeling way better than all-Madden. Can't make a determination after this stream alone, but if this whole game goes well, I might start experimenting more with All-Pro and just try to make it work. Because All-Madden's a mess. It really is awful this year. We're getting out of trouble here. Someone come with me. Oh, got it! And Peyton Barber's going to move the chains! I call amazing plays. That's a $25 million back seat. I know. I know. But it's time. Lamar is very fun to watch. Yes, he is. I need to watch this last game a bit more closely, though. I want to watch him as a quarterback. Like, as much fun as Lamar is as a runner, the better he plays as a passer, the harder it gets to justify playing Flacco. And from what I've seen from him as a passer, I am impressed. I think that he is a pretty smart quarterback. I think he's very good at, one sec here, Peyton Barber. I think that he actually reads the field really well. I know that at Louisville, they didn't always run the most complex stuff and whatnot. There we go. But no, when I watched Lamar play in college, I didn't think that his passing was a big problem. There were some accuracy concerns, and it's all about, do your strengths make up for any negatives? And I think with Lamar, absolutely. He has a very good arm. He can throw with touch. He has a deep ball. He has the speed. So even if he's a below average accuracy guy, he'll make up for it. So I enjoy watching him. You'd rather have a guy like Lamar than a guy that throws like 66% completion, but down the field more than 15 yards, you're not going to get much. Like, efficiency loses its meaning when it's low output. Like, if you hit 300 but you only hit singles in baseball, how valuable are you? If the only thing you do is hit singles. You don't have as much value as a guy who's hitting 250 but can hit doubles and home runs. Definitely, like, I've been, I think, clouded by efficiency in the past. And at some point, you got to realize there is a balance between efficiency and then looking at output and seeing, okay, you're efficient, but what are you efficient at actually doing? If you're efficient at the wrong things or efficient at only the easy things, it won't always get you very far. Like, people talk about Brady all the time only throwing like 4-yard passes, but we all know that Brady is not limited when it comes to making the big play when need be. Maybe he's not as good at it now, like being 49 years old or whatever he is. I think he's like 41, 42. But you know, Brady, yeah, he throws short, but when it's time to convert a 3rd and 9, he converts a 3rd and 9. Got it. No, he dropped it. Oh, man. All-Pro, I'm having way more fun playing All-Pro right now. The CPU is contesting stuff. It's not just a straightforward victory they're handing me. At least right now. Another one. Couldn't get there. I'm going for it. What would you do here? What would you do with Fitzpatrick? Swing it out to Jaquiz Rogers, maybe. Touchdown. CPU goes goal line too much near the goal line. That might sound weird, but when I come out with 3 receivers, they shouldn't have a goal line defense out there. The goal line doesn't have any good plays for defending the pass, by the way. The whole goal line playbook does nothing against the air. Yeah, slow mode is on, Kane, but it's only 3 seconds. How are the sliders feeling? In this game, more so than the All Madden game, they're feeling really good. I want to run the football more in the second half and see how that goes. What should Jacksonville do after a disappointing season? If you can get a meaningful quarterback upgrade, you absolutely do it. You should also look at maybe another wide receiver option. Obviously, they lost Allen Robinson, and they could use an Allen Robinson right now. Jamila's here. The party got even more fun. Jamila, the killer, is here. Next Kalispell video is right after the stream, TJ. This slider set and being on All-Pro already looks more realistic. I'm right there with you. I have a lot of experience playing on All-Pro this year, but not in this capacity. CPU versus CPU, and then obviously my quarterback series. I love both. And I wouldn't love both if All-Pro didn't get the job done. Here's Baker Mayfield on first down. He'll swing it outside to Duke Johnson. Not much out there. Winston to Jacksonville. I could really see them doing something like that. But there isn't much that we've seen from Winston recently to say that, yeah, he's a franchise quarterback still. All right, Baker, you're enjoying the checkdowns here against cover 2. You can't throw them all day long. Oh, whoa! Antonio Callaway makes the catch. Kane O'Mac. Oh, man, I love that. DJ South. I love it. I wish I could play Here Comes the Money right now. Kane O'Mac. I've never heard that. Mark, what do you use to record your gameplay? This is being recorded on an Elgato HD 60. They're probably in the neighborhood of $100 and $150, depending on if you find it on sale. It is HDMI in, HDMI out to the PC, and it's pretty much, it's what a lot of content creators use. I know there are some other ones, especially now. Like, the market was really simple a few years ago. You'd just buy the Elgato and be good. But now there are a few more competitors. But I don't know much about other companies and what they do. I really enjoy my Elgato, so I've just stuck with it. I don't even have the newest one. Like, I got my Elgato a few years ago. It's capable of 60 frames per second recording, but rendering and uploading that for me right now isn't really feasible, but maybe with some time, 1080-60 will be the norm here. Smash that like button for Kane O'Mac. You heard DJ South. Gotta get rid of it, Baker. A Cloud 84. Thoughts on Josh Allen and the Bills right now? The Bills are kind of a train wreck this year, but they might be closer to good than we think because their defense isn't bad. I think they actually have a pretty good defense. And with the right offense, we'd be talking about it more. As far as Josh Allen goes, he hasn't really done much to impress me throwing the football. Running the ball, he's actually done really well. And then, obviously, the receiver situation isn't very good. But they're like, if they can get a little bit of receiver help this year in a meaningful way, maybe a tight end, I think it could work. I'm not a big Josh Allen guy. I wasn't pre-draft. I didn't think that he had the accuracy or the skills to really be a great quarterback in the NFL. But we'll see if he becomes that. But the Bills might not be as far away as we think. They just don't have enough help right now for the rookie quarterback. And I want to see the Bills be good. I am tired of seeing the Patriots go out there and basically have the AFC East handed to them within a month into the season. I wanted to run the football more in this half. So run the football, I will. Miles, settle down, man. We had some good times in the Browns series together. Don't forget about those. Sorry. Do you think Le'Veon Bell goes to the Colts? Yes, that would be what I would predict. That's my prediction right now. I think that they're one of few teams that has the cap space and has a good quarterback. If a team that doesn't have a good quarterback goes out there and gets Le'Veon, their prospects don't look much different because quarterback controls so much. But if the Colts got Le'Veon, not that they necessarily need him, but he's just so much better than other running backs that it would make a big difference. Whoa! What's up, Avery? So, I'd say Le'Veon to the Colts. They can afford it. They can afford for it to not work, and they're still going to be okay if Andrew Luck is healthy. Their offensive line has gotten a lot better. I think that they have the right GM in place right now, and we'll see if he goes to get Le'Veon. I'd be really excited for the Colts if they do it. If Russ goes down, put in Alex Magoo. Is he actually... He's not their backup. They got Brett Hundley. The Bucs secondary is so bad in this game. This one's going to Duke Johnson. He spins off a one. Good play. Good play. Le'Veon plus Lamar Jackson will be fun to watch. Oh, man. That would be fun to watch. And they just throw out like 4 tight ends. They have some receivers, but they also have invested so much in the tight ends lately. They kind of had me fooled toward the beginning of the year when they were throwing a long ball a game to John Brown. It seemed like they might have a passing offense. And then I'm not sure what happened in the second month of the season, but the Ravens, they just stopped flying. You know what I mean? The Ravens couldn't fly anymore. Is it just me, or does the CPU call play action more on all Madden? That might not be true, but it kind of feels like it. I should play against the Falcons again and see how much play action they call. Are you playing on All Pro? Yes, and I'm having way more fun than on All Madden. And to no surprise of mine, the CPU is actually better at running the football on All Pro than All Madden. Chris, what's up, man? When you said you don't play defense, what do you do? I am holding L1 at the snap. This is what I do in Franchise, in Dynasty. See, I'm not out here just trying to like make user picks and jump routes and whatnot on defense. I want to see what the ratings do. I want to see what the players can do. I picked up these players. Let's see them play. Now, I control so much of offense because I basically have to. But on defense, I just want guys to play their assignment. I don't want myself to go out there and freelance or click on and do a user pick. Whatever your ratings lead you to do, I'm okay with that outcome. When I'm going user versus CPU, that's how I play. If I was doing user versus user, I would 100% be usering and user picking. Not that I would always be better than the CPU, but I don't feel the need to try doing that against the CPU. It's no good! That's the most ridiculous miss I've seen in this game. I hope that answers your question, though. Oh, man. The doink of the century. Greg Joseph. Look at the hang time on that. That should be an Olympic event in the sport of football. You have to kick it off the goalpost and see how high it goes into the air. I love it. Yeah, holding L1 makes the CPU take control. In other games like NCAA, you just press nothing. In this game, you hold L1 the entire time post-snap. Are you going to continue on All-Pro in your Dolphins franchise? I might. And this stream is kind of making me want to. All-Pro might be the way to go. And I'm glad I decided to try this out. Because this second game has been more fun. Cameron Brate. Now I'm going to have to get some play time and see exactly if All-Pro is going to be enough of a challenge or whatever. But I know that I've been playing multiple seasons with the quarterback on All-Pro sliders. And I can take a look at what those sliders are. And I've been having a great time. Up top, Mike Evans overthrew him. Some of the misses in this game, too, have been really good. Oh, I wouldn't sim to the end of the season, no, with the Dolphins. I would play. I'd jump right back in and play. If I'm able to get back to Dolphins, I would do probably the next episode with a short recap of what happened so far in the season to get everybody back up to speed. Also, it'd be really good for me, because it's been a while now. But I'm glad I took a break, and I'm hoping we can come back and have more fun. See, when you're throwing on the run there, those modifiers, like I chose a high pass right there, the modifiers outside the pocket, really, really hard to connect on with a lower quarterback. And it makes sense. I'm outside the pocket. I'm trying to do an additional modifier. I wish he'd missed by less. I'm not mad that he missed because in that situation it makes sense. But the fact that he misses by so much is a problem to me. But it's just the way Madden works. All-Pro is the true Madden difficulty. All Madden is too complicated to get immersed compared to a real NFL game. I think All Madden in the past, it's had its moments where it's been a good fit or a better fit than All-Pro. But I think with Madden 19, that might be over. What's the big difference in gameplay between All Madden and All-Pro? I think that the blocking is way more realistic on All-Pro. It feels that one side is always dominating on All Madden, and usually it's like the CPU defensive line. Whereas on these sliders, it should be a lot more organic. We should go through periods of us playing well if we have good players, and them playing well if they're better. I want to see how good we can make the CPU running game, because I feel my run defense is one of my strongest things in these series. Pretty much my defenses always have like a stop the run first mentality. especially because I play so much single high. So yeah, it's harder to run against stacked boxes like I create, but we can't have just like negative carries all the time. But hey, this game right here, I've had fun with it. I think it's a work in progress, but I have a place to start with this. Do I play fantasy football? I do. I wish they fixed this, these sky punts. I do play fantasy football. My team is very good. I started out the season 10-0, and unfortunately, my last 2 weeks have not been so good. But I'm 10-2. Also play some daily fantasy. Enjoy that. 4 minutes to go in the game here. Got that. But yeah, after this game, I'm really interested in moving forward and trying to see if I can make All-Pro work. And another thing, too, is that on All Madden, there are so many more animation warps. Whether it's a DB warping a yard or two to break up a pass. There are warps on All Madden, and I don't see, like, any warps on All Pro. It's smooth. If they're not in range, they don't make the play. There was a little warp there in the animation from Howard. Sometimes that happens when a throw is offline and they have to adjust to it. Not exactly the kind of warp that interrupts the gameplay the way some of the All Madden defensive pass breakups do. I am not sure who that is, TJ, so I can't comment on said mustache. Hands off Peyton Barber. Not much more than the first down. Like All Pro in the past, it's always been pretty easy just to kind of rip throws up the seam and run the football. But I feel that Madden is getting to the point now where a lot of that same stuff, you can't just do it over and over again because it's better defended. And I've played so much quarterback career this year that I think that All-Pro might be feasible if you can make the CPU offense work. This one's floated. Is that 2-4? You bet. You bet. Jabril Peppers wasn't going to keep up with Mike Evans, and Fitzpatrick still missed them. Yeah, my fantasy team is pretty good this year because I drafted Todd Gurley with pick number 1, and I drafted James Conner as Mr. Irrelevant. So that right there pretty much guaranteed me a solid floor every week. Although I'm hoping that Conner picks it up again because I can't have him stalling in my playoff run. My league's been going for 4 years. I am a 3-time champion loser. No wins. Man, Denzel Ward's been all over Deshaun Jackson today. What's going on, Dolphin? If you haven't already done so, please leave a like on the video. Those are much appreciated. I got Mahomes in the 10th round. There's the steal of the draft right there. I took Matt Ryan, and after the first couple weeks, I thought I made a huge mistake because I uncovered the stat that Matt Ryan didn't have a double-digit passing touchdown day in like 10 games, but then he did it for like 7 straight. So, we good. Also on my team, it's Devontae Adams, Brandon Cooks, Jared Cook. I've actually been starting Christian Kirk lately because of bye weeks. I know I have another running back. Kerryon Johnson, Duke Johnson. Barely got that one away, and they're going to lose some yards on it. I also played some Best Ball Fantasy this year. If you've never played that, Best Ball Fantasy is really cool. So you draft your fantasy team before the season like everybody else, but there's a major twist. You don't set your lineup every week. Intercepted. What happens instead in best ball is that you get points scored by your highest scoring quarterback, I think your 2 best running backs, and your 2 best pass catchers every week. And so the roster construction's way different then. Because if you're just trying to get the highest score every week and you don't set your lineup, you just want your base roster, all of a sudden you need more quarterbacks. Because you can't count on Drew Brees to have the biggest game every week. You got to have someone else behind him. And then for wide receivers, you got to have like 6 or 7 on your team so that, you know, hopefully 2 go off every week. I took Mahomes in some best balls this year, and that is paying off. But yeah, I love fantasy football. Oh, man. I should just be running it here. Kane gonna win the fantasy championship this year? Calling it now? I sure hope so. I have just gotten steamrolled in the championships too. It hasn't even been close. I've ran into like a 40-point Odell Beckham game a few years ago. Who was it last year? I think it was... Someone had like a 40-point day last year, and it was ridiculous. I think it was a running back or a receiver. Come on, Ryan. Mahomes, Hunt, Cohen, Cooper, Hilton, Hopkins, Bills, D, and Gostkowski is who I have with a 9-3 record. So you got the Mahomes Hunt stack every week. So you're almost guaranteed at least a piece of every Chiefs touchdown, and that's a good deal. You got Tariq Cohen, the Bears' #1 running back, like in my franchise. You got Amari, who's finally good. You got Hilton, who's good again. You got Hopkins, who's always great. Yeah, not a bad squad there. You missed my super chat, did I really? I know I read one by you, Chris. Let me see if there was another one. Oh, Duke turned upfield. He got past Beckwith. No good there. Who you got in the Super Bowl? Sorry, I did miss that one. If I had to pick right now, I would go with the Chiefs and the Saints. Almost picked it with David. But the Saints, they just look unstoppable right now in the NFC. In the AFC, things could get really weird. I could even see the Chargers going to the Super Bowl. That would be like a fun... I think that'd be really fun if we got a Saints-Chargers Super Bowl. Drew Brees against the team that let him go years and years ago. And also, I think if the Saints win the Super Bowl, that Drew Brees is going to retire. I also think that if they don't win the Super Bowl, that he won't retire. I can't cover Duke 1v1, so I'm like forced to go to zone because I don't want to see him get 15 free yards. Oh! Whoa. That one kind of seemed like a warp there. Justin Evans. So yeah, I can't guarantee All-Pro is going to work, but I've seen All-Pro do a lot of good things in other series of mine. But there's only one series I do where I watch the CPU offense. This looked like a really good read, but the throw wasn't good. That's behind Callaway. If that's a good throw, that's a touchdown. Here it is at full speed. Not sure if it's so much of a warp there, or if it's just like the animation is almost getting sped up. Does that make sense? All I know is that if the Patriots have to play against either the Saints or the Rams in the Super Bowl, I don't think they're built to win it. And I don't think they can do it. Even on Brady's best day. The accuracy on All-Pro isn't too bad. I feel that it's giving us the right kind of results. Like, we saw 2 low 80 quarterbacks right here. And would you say that either of them were elite today? Not a chance. Hello there from Canada. How's it going, Ron? No, Hayden, you can't have gloves. You're battle-tested in the Kalispell cold. You lost feeling in your hands years ago. The gloves do you no good. Let me check stats after this one now. So, I was only 50% here with Fitz. I tried to throw a lot of deep balls at Deshaun Jackson, and Denzel Ward defended all of them. Baker had a couple bad interceptions. But otherwise, I thought he made some good plays. There was some back and forth there. Neither team ran the ball all that effectively. Jarvis Landry, 5 catches, and Njoku, 4 catches. Yeah, I think I'd like to see All-Pro if I can make it work the way that I would be happy with. Would love to do that. So I win this game 16-10, but their one touchdown was a pick 6. So, you know, CPU offense has always been a talking point with me in this game. Sometimes it's way too good and the sliders are just clearly not right. And other times they're just not good enough and it's hard to get them better. Is the Miami series over? I sure hope not. I still plan to get back to it if I can make the game play the way I want it to in franchise. And I think All-Pro gives us the best chance at doing that. So I might do some more streaming this week of this if you enjoy this. It's not really interrupting content at all. It's just like another hour and a half or so. And I already got videos done for today and one done for tomorrow. So that's excellent. Oh, Pokemon update, by the way. Pokemon update. Right now, the Pokemon in the ball. Charmeleon. Charmeleon stinks in this game. He's a level 27 right now for me. And his best move is Ember. He knows Tackle, Ember, Smokescreen, and Leer. What am I going to do with that? I can't do anything when I'm going against level 30s. So I'm walking around Charmeleon today. Did a lot more sitting than walking, I'll admit. But I got to get Charmeleon up. The Vulpix, the shiny Vulpix did eventually show up, everybody, as I was eating dinner. I was so excited. And you know what happened? My stuff just shut off. My PlayStation just reset. What? It literally just shut off. It didn't actually reset. It's off. Wake up. PlayStation 4 is down for the count right now. Wake up. What happened? What happened? Well, I think that is about the end of the live stream today. PlayStation 4 just shut off on me for the very first time. I thought like I lost power for a moment, but nothing else is out at all. But yeah, the shiny Vulpix showed up, and I was so excited. Finally, my chance at a shiny. I enter the battle. I have one silver raspberry because my Arbok found it. F's in the chat. Yes, Chris. My Arbok went to a bush and found me a silver raspberry. And I fed that silver raspberry to the first shiny Vulpix I have seen in-game. I then threw a Great Ball. It was admittedly not my best throw. It wasn't intercepted, but it was close. It hit the Vulpix. It rolls once. It rolls twice. And boom! Out of the ball. I go to pick another raspberry. And that's when Vulpix takes a hike and leaves me empty-handed, saying goodbye to my catch streak, goodbye at my chance at a shiny, and I was not a happy camper. I have no shiny Vulpix, and I refuse to use one now for the rest of the game. And that's my story. I really hope my PS4 is okay, by the way. I really hope there's nothing wrong with it. I do back up my files periodically. I think the last time I did it was last week or the week before. Definitely one of the two. But the PS4 right now, let me try turning it on again. This is a launch PS4. I got it the day PS4 came out. I was really excited for it. And when I was handed the box, that it had a handle, and that handle broke, and I almost dropped it as soon as I got it. But come on, Kane got good hands. It ain't turning on. 1 second. I'm taking out the power cord. Putting power cord back in. Nothing. Ugh. Hey, it turned on! But now I'm gonna be worried that it's gonna do this again. That's okay, I'll just play it and see if it does. Did it unplug on accident? Unlikely. I wouldn't give it like a guaranteed no. I have plugged it in and unplugged it so many times. I think that port is kind of getting stripped a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to take it out. But I don't think that I did anything. I'm not sure if I bumped it or whatever to do anything. But I'm definitely going to put my files on the cloud tonight. And if I have to get a new PS4 for whatever reason, I'll do that. But hopefully nothing major. I'll have to see though. I'll just play it. I'll leave it on and just see if it shuts off again. What an exciting live stream. What did you think about my Vulpix story, by the way? Ain't that sad? I don't have any shinies in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I don't have any shinies in Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Omega Ruby, Pokemon X, Black 2. I have no shinies. And Vulpix won't be the first. So who's gonna be the first? I will not accept a trade for a shiny. I need to earn this one. I need it. This thing is having a heck of a time right now. I just realized that it tried booting back up into safe mode and it's not really doing anything right now. Having some sort of like display error or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out though, and then we'll just have to see from here. But thank you all for watching today's live stream. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. Always a good time to come on here and stream, and hopefully tonight we got closer to One sec, it's trying to do something. The blue light is on. The normal internal sounds of the PlayStation 4. I got a logo on my screen. The PlayStation logo is on my screen right now. Are we back in action? I hope so. But it was a fun stream tonight, and I hope it got us closer to getting the Dolphins back on the channel, because I'd love to return to that series and have some fun with custom draft classes and whatnot. I'm having so much fun with my card series and the Walker series that it would be a shame to not be able to do the same thing with the Dolphins. So that's going to do it for me, everybody. Thank you all. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again soon. Let me make sure I'm all caught up on Super Chats. By the way, I was kind of distracted for a little bit. Good to go. Later, everybody. Have a good one.